Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So we only have 2 days left of this year. Today's looking pretty good. Much better than last night. But will 2022 be even better than 2021? So today I want to recap some of the big events from 2021, show how significant Bitcoin has risen and how much crypto has grown in 2021, and talk about what may be coming in 2022. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome. You know what's funny? Every single stream I have, I say 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You had someone email me yesterday saying, Jordan, I don't know what time your show starts. I'm like, seriously, every single stream, I give you guys the starting time. Even though I may be late, but that's why you want to hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So there you go. All right, guys, let's do this. So you can see Bitcoin is at $47.7, about $1,200 higher than this point yesterday. And last night it got a little scary too for some. And I went through 438 times, I think, obituaries of Bitcoin's death. And I went through it going all the way back to 2010, and 2013, 2017, 2019. And every single time people or media or FUDsters declare Bitcoin is dead, guess what happens? It recovers and continues forward, right? I've been talking about this range, this channel that Bitcoin has been stuck in for the last month. Okay, it has been in there, right? Hasn't made a new low, hasn't broken up, but we are still consolidating that channel. So all this fear that I've been sensing recently, just misplaced. Bitcoin is not dead. Bitcoin is simply sleeping right now, and when it's done, it will continue higher. And I saw this posted by Back to the Futures on Twitter, and this is exactly what I've been telling you guys. We didn't form a new low. Did people forget that we dropped to 28,000 in 2021, and then we dropped to 38,000 back just a few months ago, right? So in fact, we are making higher lows. And in fact, you know, every time we have that low, we continue higher. So stay strong, my friends. Don't be discouraged. Bitcoin will go through these times where it seems like it's just not moving. You got to broaden your horizon and realize how far Bitcoin and crypto has come in 2021 and how much more room there is to grow in 2022. All right, so let's get to some of the stuff that happened in 2021. Obviously, Bitcoin had a tremendous 2021. In fact, it's over 60%. But let's zoom out a little bit. You could see that, man, Bitcoin started the year hot. Started the year right around $20-something thousand and shot up to about 64,000. And people couldn't believe it. That's when FOMO was really high. And then, of course, we went down. And we stuck at this 30,000 range for a long time. And that's when people really got discouraged, right? But you know what happened during that time? Why it was so long? Well, it was due to this. Something that we never thought would happen in our lifetime happened. And that is 50%, over 50% of Bitcoin's mining power left China. So this is something that has been around since the beginning of Bitcoin, right? We know that a lot of the miners, the farms, they were in China for cheap electricity and labor. And China all of a sudden said, no, they kicked everyone out, right? And we saw the pictures about like thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands. Look at all these boxes of miners being thrown out or exiting the country, right? We thought this was never going to happen. And at that time, it felt really, really bad because there was a lot of liquidations, a lot of selling. Obviously, Bitcoin came down. People were theorizing this is the end for Bitcoin. Guess what? All those miners moved elsewhere. And other miners from other countries, for example, North America, started thriving. And hash rate is back up to normal. In fact, it's near all-time high. So we got through this, and this made Bitcoin better. Because one of the biggest arguments against Bitcoin is it's too centralized. China controls it because over 50% of the hash power is in China. That's no longer the case. It's distributed worldwide, and no country owns more than 50% of the hash rate. So this turned out to be a fantastic thing for Bitcoin. And this is definitely one of the biggest news of 2021. And of course, we recovered that. Another big thing is, of course, we had the very first country out there to fully embrace Bitcoin and make a legal tender and force businesses basically to accept it as money. And also, President Bukele also gave out Bitcoin to all of his citizens and decided to go pro-crypto, looking at using volcanic energy for Bitcoin mining, and basically giving his citizens and his country another way to thrive without relying on the IMF and the World Bank, and they want to do something different, right? And it has been pretty successful, and they have been DCAing along the way. So this is also monumental, and they're being looked at by many other countries that have financial instability or economic turmoil, fiat collapse. I mean, whatever problems there are. A lot of countries are looking and paying attention. So this is definitely big, huge thing. Will it carry into 2022? Definitely. We're going to see a lot more countries come and embrace Bitcoin as the new standard. And that's fantastic. What else? You had big companies, of course, get into Bitcoin. For example, Tesla. Tesla bought into Bitcoin. SpaceX bought into Bitcoin. You had Square buy into Bitcoin. And of course, Microstrategy bought in Bitcoin. We had a lot of big companies buy into Bitcoin. Now, during this minor exodus, we had some FUD from Elon too, because he decided to post this. He brought up some ESG concerns. Okay? You know, the funny thing is, back at that time when there was ESG concerns, you know, BlackRock and all these guys were coming out. BlackRock happens to be one of the biggest investors of Tesla, and they want to be pro-ESG, right? But since then, there's like no talks about ESG anymore. No, at least not with Bitcoin, right? So at that time, it was a big deal. Now, it's like no one talks about it. Weird. But anyways, so we got through that too. We had big companies come in, and we got through the Elon FUD, which is why I called him Elon at the time. But we got through that as well. Big, big thing. We also had the introduction of ETFs. Canada launched real spot Bitcoin ETFs, which definitely brought in a lot of money into the space from institutions. However, that's in Canada, not the US. But the US at least introduced Bitcoin Futures ETF, and rumored that Grayscale's conversion from trust to ETF will happen in 2022, right? So that is also coming, but we did, very first time ever in history, we got introduced to Bitcoin ETFs and brought in billions upon billions of dollars into the space, and more billions, possibly trillions, will be coming in 2022 for an introduction of Bitcoin spot ETFs in America. And of course, I got to talk about MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor, who continues to buy more and more and more Bitcoin. Purchased another 1,900 for about 94 million. Do you guys see this? Every time he buys Bitcoin, he buys that at a loss. I'm pretty sure he does this on purpose. He buys Bitcoin at top. Now he could write off and say, oh, Bitcoin is at 47 or 48, so I lost some money. He could write that off, right, to offset his capital gains. So this is like a whole other strategy, I believe. But it doesn't matter. everything he's bought so far, average price about $30,000. So obviously he's still way in the green. And Michael Saylor and Microstrategy continues to buy more and more and more and more and more Bitcoins. And take a look at this. This is kind of wild. MicroStrategy now owns one out of every 170 Bitcoins that will ever exist. Yeah, Michael's going all in. And personally, I think his number came out recently. I forgot how much. It was like 17,000 or something. So it's a lot of Bitcoins. And you know, someone like Michael Saylor, he's never going to sell. And he introduced this concept of never selling, borrowing against your Bitcoin. And you know what? The miners are doing exactly that. And any other company that has a significant amount of Bitcoin, that's what they're doing too. So pretty positive. Now, what else happened in 2021? Oh, by the way, I just want to show this real quick. The third biggest Bitcoin whale out there just bought another 120 Bitcoins. And he or she continues to buy. Every time Bitcoin is down to 46,000, he buys a little more. So he just bought some yesterday, just FYI. Now, what else happened in 2021? Well, it was a great year. Absolutely fantastic for L1s and Defi and altcoins in general. You could see, even though Bitcoin had a fantastic year, it started a year at nearing 70% dominance. And where is it now? At 40%. So it lost 30% dominance. Guess why? Because DeFi started the year right here at 18.71 billion total value locked. So it was growing, but it was still very small. And look at where it is today, 248 billion. So within this single year, you had $220 billion worth of tokens that are now locked in to these fantastic DeFi projects. So this is the reason why L1s and DeFi projects overall, lending, borrowing projects, have skyrocketed in 2021, right? And now we're seeing other projects come aboard and get usage as well. But this is definitely a year, if I had to sum up 2021, definitely the year of the L1s, the years of the network protocols, right? It's enormous, and this will definitely continue in 2022. I seen the comments. Hey George, just ordered a Tesla Model S Plaid. Congratulations. Any advice to a new buyer? Get some weather mats, and I think if you have kids, get some back covers because they go kick the back of the seats. That's about it. But congratulations. All right, so that's what happened in 2021, right? A lot of good stuff for Bitcoin, for crypto, for DeFi, and of course, we're going to get more into NFTs and games and SocialFi, right? But let's take a look at some of these things that are coming in 2022 and beyond. This is interesting, posted by Willy Woo. It's a little bit hard to see, but it shows adoption curve of Bitcoin versus PayPal versus internet versus the world population. And you could see how fast Bitcoin is rising. Again, we tend to live in the moment. We don't really pay attention to the bigger picture. Realize that Bitcoin came out slightly after when mobile phones, or not mobile phones, smartphones were introduced. iPhone came out about 2007, kind of really revolutionized smartphones. But, you know, Bitcoin came out just shortly after that. It wasn't that long ago, okay? And look at how fast adoption has been growing. This is PayPal users. So we're nearing close to PayPal accounts, and then internet users. Take a look how long it took for the internet to become where it is. But the way Bitcoin is going, it's going to catch up very, very, very fast, right? So adoption for Bitcoin, for blockchain, for wallets, for decentralization. I mean, it's just growing by leaps and bounds right now. And it will continue in 2022 and possibly even go up even faster in 2022. Also, what's probably going to happen in 2022 is a lot more institutional money is going to be flowing in. Okay, institutional investors, here's a survey, 82% plans on increasing their exposure. Now, it's been theorized that a lot of them may have sold off this week to basically make their books look good so that they can say they made a ton of profit in 2021. And if that's the case, guess what? They're going to be buying in starting January. And not only they, all the other institutional investors that missed out on the crypto in 2021, they're going to be FOMOing in. So this will happen in 2022, right? Another Genesis Trading seeing strong size of institutional growth. So this is definitely a recurring thing. And plus, with the Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF on the way, this is definitely going to help them. And to prove that even more, this is from Raul Paul showing Bitcoin addresses with greater than 10 million. Most likely, these are the institutional investors or, you know, the corporate companies that bought Bitcoin or giant whales. And you could see that those addresses have been shooting up, especially in 2021, a huge jump in 2021, and will probably continue into 2022. And then last few things, I mentioned about crypto ETFs. Besides Bitcoin ETF, there could be Ethereum ETF, could be a Cardano ETF. There could be a basket of crypto in ETFs as long as the first one gets approved, right? So this could be coming. And finally, Metaverses, NFTs, DeFi will continue to thrive and grow in 2022. Metaverses, still a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people still think it's a fad, but I do think it's here to stay. I definitely think NFTs will evolve to become more than just collections. There's going to be a lot of use cases for them. And of course, DeFi, I showed you the tremendous growth of DeFi in 2021. That will definitely continue as these projects add more and newer and more innovative ways to do decentralized finance and get away from centralized finance. So there you go. There's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm looking forward to 2022, and hopefully you guys are too. Now, let me scroll up before I get into Q&A. Some of these super chats might disappear. Let me see. Are you planning on doing a New York Eve night stream? If so, let's have your favorite drinks. I don't know, Michael. I actually don't know if I am. But maybe. Ada Crypto Crow. Hey, welcome. Ada to $8 in 2022. Crow your coins. Love your perspective, George. Yes, it's really me. Hey. Crypto Crow. Jason, always welcome. I know you made a lot of Cardano millionaires. You're one of the only guys. Back in 2017 and 18, you told everyone to stay with Cardano. It was, 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents. You told everyone, trust Charles, trust Cardano. It's going to go higher. And look at where it is now. I unfortunately didn't listen because I fell into that trap thinking that Cardano would never amount to anything. So I never picked up Cardano under 10 cents, right? So this is why I tell people right now who think Cardano is not going to go anywhere, because it has fallen from $3 and it's just stuck at $1 something. I'm like, just wait. Cardano did the same thing back a few years ago and then exploded afterwards. And I think it's going to continue forward like that. So, but I know you made a lot of people millionaires with Cardanos. Did you hear about double yield future that will be exclusive to Sunday Swap and Cardano? I did actually. So I was reading a little bit about it. I don't quite understand it, Clean. I don't quite understand it. So I'm going to have to do more research into it. But ultimately, what I need to know is if Sunday Swap is working and working well, because I still don't have confirmation if that's the case. I need to know if it's working and people are using it as intended. There's no congestion and no problems with concurrency, and that people are starting to stake and get yield I don't think that's happened yet, but that's what I'm really looking forward to. All right, OpenDAO. Sorry, I've never heard of OpenDAO. Zango, appreciate that. Taxes ruin crypto? No, it doesn't. Taxes. There are three things in life that are sure things: death, taxes, and you'll lose money with Litecoin. So those three things. All right, now before I get into Q&A, I do have a new sponsor today. They are Vauld. Build wealth automatically with crypto. Vauld is an all-in-one DeFi platform that you're very familiar with. Okay, they are on iOS, Android. You can use them on desktop, which is actually kind of hard for a lot of these financial or DeFi platforms. They're kind of mobile only, but you could use all three. And they're what you expect. Basically, you can buy, sell, trade, but go beyond that. Go beyond that. You could also stake or basically earn interest. And according to Vauld, they are the highest in the industry. So for example, stable coins like USDT and USDC is closing in at 13%, 12.68%. And it's the same with BUSD, same with TUSD. Basically, any stable coins, 12.68%. But outside of that, if you look at rates for Bitcoin and Ethereum, also very aggressive, possibly the highest in the industry at 6.7%. Even for XRP, I don't hear a lot of yield for XRP, but you could also get yield with Vauld. So, of course, you can earn interest with it. You could also borrow if you wanted to. I don't advise anyone borrowing against their Bitcoin or crypto because most likely to go buy more with it and you're kind of leveraging. But if you are interested, you can do so. And of course, these are the rates, slightly higher than what you get with yield, but you can, and TVL up to 66%, no hidden fees. They have a ton of liquidity. They basically have zero fees, okay? And they're backed by some of the biggest VCs out there, including Coinbase and Pantera and Robot Ventures and some of the others. And looking at this, their custody partner, their custodian is BitGo. And according to their article, they are insured by BitGo for up to $100 million, and they plan on getting more insurance in the future. So that is pretty much what Vauld is. And lastly, they do have something called AIP, Automatic Investment Plan, which is DCA. This is what I stress. AIP is basically you can tell Vauld to automatically purchase based on a schedule how much you want, when you want, and basically you set it and forget it, and you're DCAing over the long haul. That is what AIP is, and that is something they offer too. So there you go. If you want to check them out, you want to learn more, click on a URL in the description of this video. All right, guys. Now let's do some Q&A. Let me refresh. You could see obviously with Bitcoin coming up about 1,200 today, a lot of the coins started coming in green, right? So this is how you take advantage. You buy when things are low, and then you hold them. That's simply it. So I've been telling you guys a lot of good buying opportunities recently, right? And it's still here. So all right, let's do some Q&A. Crypto Cocktail did ask about OpenDAO, so let me see if I could check it out real quick. OpenDAO, relatively big. I mean, small cap, but I don't like this. I don't like so many zeros right there. And generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of DAOs, but token for largest NFT community to pay tribute, to protect, and to promote. I have no idea what this is, so I kind of regret looking at that. What's your thoughts on EDC today? Is it still worth it? No. I'd much rather hold Ethereum than Ethereum Classic. There's no future for Ethereum Classic. Even a team can't even specify what's going on with it, and they constantly get 51% attacked. So there's just not enough people not enough miners right now, not enough people using it, and there's no future. And Charles Hoskinson really kind of wants to like take over Ethereum Classic for some reason. Max Kaiser just moved to El Salvador. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Can you talk a little bit about stablecoins sometime? Ricky V, what do you want to know about stablecoins? Stablecoins are pretty much what the name implies. They're stable. They're pegged to $1. Normally they're pegged to $1. Some are pegged to other currencies that's not $1. Some are backed by collateral like USD and bonds. Some are algorithmic, which follows some kind of algorithm. So that's pretty much the gist. I don't know what else you want to learn. Spot ETF will get Spot ETF will get a green light once XRP gets crypto world clarity. No, it won't. It has nothing to do with it. Bitcoin ETF has nothing to do with XRP. Zero. And yeah, not a fan of XRP. I'm neutral, not bullish on XRP though. Will ETH 2.0 negatively affect Polygon's growth? I can't say no 100%. I think Ethereum 2.0 comes out of the gate and is really, really good, really, really fast, right? It could. But ETH 2.0, keep in mind, when it comes out, it's not going to be able to scale right away. It's a little bit better, but they still need to implement sharding to make it fast. So that is not going to come out right away. So there's still time, but at least, you know, they need to implement proof of stake first. Polygon's growth is undeniable at this point. Polygon arguably is growing faster than Ethereum. There's more tokens being released on Polygon. There's more smart contracts being executed on Polygon. There's more transactions, almost 3 times the amount on Polygon right now. Polygon is growing faster than Ethereum right now, although the gap is really wide between the two. But I mean, Polygon is undeniably growing at a rapid rate right now. So if Ethereum 2 doesn't go very smoothly, someone like Polygon will continue to grow. But if Ethereum 2 is very smoothly, well, we'll see. It could probably affect Polygon's growth, but seeing the way they're growing, by that point, they could be, top 5 or top 6 coin. Doesn't mean that they're just going to die. They will still be a big powerhouse. Cadena, is it a ETH killer? Well, I like to think so, but it's very, very, very early for Cadena. So we still have to see a lot more growth. Still looking forward to the CADX DEX and also their browser wallet. Those two things will be big, but they also have NFTs planned, right? And of course, games planned. So they're still very early, but that's the good thing, right? That means there's plenty of potential. ENS, I don't have any thoughts. It's just airdropped. It's just basically, Ethereum-based domain names. It's not very appealing to me. What else is there? Pack up and move to Puerto Rico. If I was single with no kids, not single. If I was without kids, I would think about that. But it's just too hard to move to Puerto Rico for half the year. It's going to be too hard on the kids. For me, I don't care. For the kids, yeah. And then, visiting or going to Dubai, which seems to be very popular these days, I can't do that. Will we have to do anything when the ETH 2.0 comes out? Don't worry about it. That's going to be in June. And the answer is no. You don't have to do anything. Have you looked into Polycoins at all? Yeah, no. And and based on what you said, extra no. What are your thoughts on Solana gaming, NFT tokens, like Decimated Monkey Ball? Yeah, nah, I have no idea what any of those are. None. Those are way too new for me. Check us, yeah, no. What is this? Quan platform. Any language compatibility. Game-changing L1. Code in any language. Resist quantum attacks. Okay. Testnet is launching pretty soon. Supposed to be crazy fast. Decentralization level. Programming. Consensus is a new version of proof of stake. Okay. It sounds pretty good. Whether or not it is that good, I don't know. I don't know. So, have to do more research into it. Can we talk NFTs, please? What do you want to know? What is Near Protocol? Near Protocol is another promising L1. It's blowing up because they're doing some good things. They're still very early. One of the things that's really helping Near is the fact that a massive amount of their tokens is held by the team and early investors. So whenever you have that, which makes it kind of less decentralized, right? But it does help it rise tremendously. So it has done very, very well this year. And I paid attention to them very early on, but it felt like they were too early stage. There was not a whole lot of things going on, but now they're just really blowing up. And they are backed by some good backers like Coinbase. So I think they're still early, but they're pretty big already, at nearing $10 billion. Jaguar. All right, bye. Actually, I'll do you a favor. I'll just kick you out. What position do you see Phantom in 2022? I don't know. Phantom is at 31. I mean, I think it could be in the top 20. I think top 20, you know, when it comes to crypto, top 20 you could see is probably like right around the cutoff for a big cap, right? And I think it definitely could be a big cap. It was back in the day, and I think it could get back up there. I think there's a lot of stuff that Phantom has. Their ecosystem is blowing up too. Thoughts on Spell? I don't trust Spell. Would you take Matic over XLM? Yes, any day. I'm not a fan of Stellar at all. I just don't know what they're doing. They have no like clear vision of what they're trying to do. Are they trying to be a DeFi play or NFT play or a payment play or what? I don't know. They're kind of like all over the place. So I'm not a fan of XLM. I used to be when they were working with IBM and WorldWire, but that seems to have gone out the window too. So I don't know what's going on. I'm a big fan of Polygon. I mean, seeing how they're growing faster than Ethereum right now, that's a big endorsement. Yummier TV says, just make strap-on shirts. I'll make shirts that you can strap on. How about that? There's another way to put it. Have you looked at router protocol before? I have not. All right, last few questions. Route, that's a good symbol. Wait. Way too small, so I'm not going to look at that right now. Is everything going to be okay? Papa Doge asked. Yes, everything will be okay. We will get through this, and Bitcoin is doing better today. But overall, if you have doubts, zoom out and then pay attention to what really happened in 2021. Okay, 2021 is a fantastic year for Bitcoin and crypto overall. It's undeniably good. In fact, I would argue that it's undeniably good. DeFi has grown by leaps and bounds and will continue to do so, and L1s will continue to grow. And along with that, global adoption will come, and we will see many things become decentralized and part of Web3 in the future. And we're going to see Bitcoin basically slowly and surely eating up gold's dominance until it becomes one day larger than gold itself. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight. Maybe not. I don't know. I do have a party that I'm throwing, so I don't know if I'll be streaming tonight. If I do, probably a little bit late. But if I don't be surprised. If I don't stream tonight, then I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.